what type of, what do you like when someone goes into this program, what do you kind of like promise them, and what like minimum, what's the result that they can expect, and what's the time frame for that result?
Sure. So excellent question. So it really depends on what your goal is. So I'll give you an example. This program works best with people that are selling knowledge. They're selling their thought leadership. If I once had a client they were selling an app, and they thought maybe if they're having their app in a lot of different articles, they'll sell well, and it didn't really convert well. There weren't many downloads of this app from the articles. That's because this person's expertise, the person's articles, the content they're sharing weren't. It's about building up the person's knowledge. It isn't about selling an app. So I found that it works better if a person is they have a service. So if they're a lawyer, they're an accountant, they're a marketer. They want to be a thought leader in tech or do reforming education. So that could be, so basically they want to present their knowledge. So it works best for those verticals. So that's number one. It wouldn't work for somebody who's in retail and want to sell a product that doesn't work as well. It works better with a service. And so number two, it really depends on the goal. So I do have some clients, their main goal is simply just to create content. All they care about is just basically, this is a cheaper way than hiring their own writer for their company. This is a way to create content that they could use on their own website or their own platforms. So I want some clients, all they care about is the content. They don't care at all about anything else, anything more than that. But others, like let's say Wendy, in this case, her goal is to become a leader. So she's writing a book now with all the interviews. She's turning that into a book. Her goal is to become a prominent speaker. So she was doing it for about 8 months, and yes, she's really come a long way. So the answer to your question is a long-winded answer. It really depends on the goals. If your goal is to simply get your name out there, then we do that in the first month. If your goal is to make relationships, we do that right away. If your goal is, however, to get invited to conferences, to give talks, if your goal is to see an increase in sales, then you'll have to do it longer.
And how much, how do you charge for this program?
Sure. So we have different tiers. Like the most expensive tier is $5,000 a month, and the middle one is $3,000 a month, and the introductory level is $2,000 a month. And the way I say it is, you see it in terms of the value you're getting. So, again, I came from a PR world, and when you hire publicists, people are paying $5,000 a month for publicists. They can't guarantee anything, and you can't control the narrative. Maybe you'll get 5 or 10 hits. So with this thing, this program, the entry level is far cheaper than that, and you can get much more. Again, it's not regular PR. It's not again, it won't be about you, but it's a way that you could. It's what I call authority PR. It's a way to build your authority by creating content, by interfacing with prominent leaders in your industry, talking to people that could be advantageous to your business goals. So yes, those are the prices.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the LA Business Podcast. If you like what we're doing on this podcast, please consider subscribing on Apple or Google Play, leaving a 5-star review, and sharing with your friends. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations for a guest you'd like to hear on this podcast, please email me, robert@brillmedia.co. Thank you. Have a fantastic day.